Okay, good afternoon, everyone. If we can please silence our cell phones and close the side and back doors, I greatly appreciate it. We are on the record. Today is Monday, the 8th day of December in the year 2025. This is a City Council Caucus meeting of the Jersey City Municipal Council. We had a 4 p.m. start. The clock on my cell phone is showing 4:14 p.m. May we have roll call for the commencement of this caucus. Councilperson Ridley. Councilperson Hewlings. Councilperson Baggiano. I think you're still here, though. Councilperson Saleh. Councilperson Solomon. Councilperson Gilmore. Councilperson DeGise. Councilperson Rivera.
Here.
And Council President Waterman. We have all 9 council members in attendance at 4:14 p.m. On behalf of Council President Waterman and the members of Municipal Council, in accordance with New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, Chapter 231, the Open Public Meetings Act, also known as the Sunshine Law, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by the posting on the bulletin board of the first floor of City Hall, the annual notice, which is the schedule of meetings and caucuses of the Municipal Council for the calendar year 2025, and filed in the office of the City Clerk on Friday, November 15th, 2024. In addition, at the time of its preparation, the agenda of this meeting was similarly disseminated on Friday, December 5th, 2025 at 9:05 p.m. to the Mayor, Municipal Council, Business Administrator, Corporation Council, the newspapers, and posted on the city's website, so I can certify as to our total compliance with the Sunshine Law. Council President, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Good evening, President Waterman, members of the council. I have 7 items before you today. First one is item number 1026. Resolution will authorize the award of a contract to Rich's Tree Service Incorporated for tree pruning and removal services under the Hunterdon County Educational Service Commission for the DPW Division of Forestry. Total amount of this contract is $500,000, and funding is available in the DPW Forestry operating account.
Can't hear you.
Whoops.
That's his fault.
What happened to our tree people?
We still have it, Councilman.
Yeah.
Yeah, this picks up on all of the, for instance, they do the disposal of the dead trees and things of that nature, pruning. I mean, we have a big tree canopy in the city, so it's beyond the scope of, just DPW doing it.
All right.
Next is 1027. Resolution will authorize the purchasing agent to sell 22 motor vehicles that are no longer suitable for use. Next item, 1028. Resolution will authorize the public sale of 109 motor vehicles through the publicsurplus.com online auction, which are no longer suitable for use. Next is 1029. Resolution will authorize the award of contract to Winter Ford for the purchase of 3 2023 Ford Police Interceptor vehicles on the state contract for the DPW Division of Automotive Services. Proposed vehicles were originally ordered by the Department of Public Safety. However, the original purchase order was canceled without notification to the dealer. The dealer subsequently notified the Director of Automotive Services, offering the vehicles at a reduced price. Funding for this purchase is available in the DPW capital account. Next is 1030. Resolution will authorize the award of a contract to Air Brake Equipment and Supply for heavy-duty parts and repairs and services as needed for the city's vehicle fleet. Total amount of this contract is $300,000, which is available in the DPW Automotive Services Division operating account. 1031, the resolution will authorize the award of a contract to Lembo Car and Heavy Duty Truck Collision Incorporated for the maintenance and repair of heavy-duty vehicles for the DPW Division of Automotive Services. Total amount of the contract is $400,000 and is available in the DPW Division of Automotive Services operating account. The last item is 1032. Resolution will authorize the award of a contract to Jersey State Controls for the building automation system in city-owned buildings for the Department of Public Works Division of Building and Streets. Total amount of the contract is $83,610, and funding is available in the DPW Buildings and Street operating account. Thank you.
McNair,
The high school.
City Council.
good evening.
I have 6 items to present before you. The first one is item 10.38. This is resolution 25807. This is a resolution renewing an agreement between the City of Jersey City and Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield for a 1-year period starting from January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026 to provide dental insurance for eligible employees. Total amount of the contract is $938,566. The city has 2 additional 1-year terms. Are there any questions in regards to? No? The next item is 10.39. This is resolution 25808. This is a resolution renewing the contract with the City of Jersey City and Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield to provide open dental insurance to city employees from January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026. The total amount of this contract is $2,672 and $2,672,443. Any questions? The next item is 10.40. This is resolution 25809. This is a resolution extending the contract with Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield to provide medical insurance. This is a month-to-month. We want to afford the new administration an opportunity to discuss the new TPA. So we're just going to extend it on a month-to-month basis. Any questions? The next item number is 10.43. This is a resolution authorizing the award of a contract to Ulico, the Union Labor Life Insurance Company, AKA Ulico, to provide self-funded medical and prescription drug excessive stop-loss coverage for all retirees and employees. This is a 1-year contract. This covers approximately 5,000 lives, and the contract is $13,823,597.
That's 10.41, correct?
That is correct. Reso 25810. Any questions?
Next,
The next item number is 10.49. This is resolution 25818. This is a resolution authorizing the award of a contract to Crumdale Specialty on behalf of Express Scripts, Save-On LLC, and RX Benefits for the City of Jersey City Prescription Benefit Prescription Plan. This is a 3-year contract beginning on bringing on October 1st of 2025 to September 30th of 2028. RX Benefits covers the retirees under the age of 65 and all active employees. Any questions?
next,
The last item is 10.50. This is resolution 25819. This is a resolution authorizing an agreement with Express Scripts to provide prescription drug plan for Medicare eligible retirees and their Medicare eligible spouses. This is a 3-year contract as well. This one starts January 1st, 2026, and it ends on December 31st, 2028. This Express Scripts and the EGWIP provide drug services for retirees over the age of 65. Any questions?
thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, council members and council president. I have two items for your consideration this evening. First being item number 10.33, resolution 25-802. It's a resolution providing local support for the Coop JC LLC to operate a Class 5 retail cannabis business. The Coop is located at 306 Manhattan Avenue. Received CCB approval on July 22nd, 2024, and zoning approval on October 27th, 2025. We don't have any distance issues. .306 Manhattan Avenue.
Which this is Ward C. C and D.
This is near Ringside. Ringside.
Oh, okay.
Near Rings?
Yes, I think it was an auto repair store pretty much before. Can't hear you, Councilman.
Where's that at?
It's right if you're coming up Manhattan Avenue with Ringside being on your left, it's right before it.
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Next. Next, we have item number 10.25, resolution 25-794. It's a resolution authorizing the issuance of a redemption amusing game license to RPM Raceway located at 99 Caven Point Road. This is really just for renewal of their license with the state. They require council approval annually. Questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, council. I have 8 items for the finance department. The first item is 4.2, ordinance 25-119. This is a carryover from last meeting. I believe this was tabled. So it'll be a second reading, repurposing various capital improvement funds in the amount of 58 million. I actually sent the council some amendments and the clerk, I believe they all have it. The new revised amount will be 47.5 million, and what we took out were some of the bigger ticket items that the council expressed some concerns over. So anything for Reservoir 3, Pershing Field, Engine 10, Martin Luther King Boulevard, there's a property acquisition, and the Newark Avenue drop-in center, all that funding will remain in its dedicated account as originally earmarked, and everything else will be repurposed towards building improvements, IT improvements, 6th Street embankment, public safety vehicles and equipment, infrastructure improvements, sustainability efforts, and public works vehicles as well. Additionally, this will just alleviate some temporary budget appropriations in next year and hopefully provide some relief in next year's budget cycle.
Hey, Kyle, why, I still see one of the bigger issues, I know in particular for me, was the funds for Arlington Park.
Yeah, I believe I provided a response to your office that project was completed and that the funding was no longer needed.
No, that project wasn't even started. There's no way it could be completed.
Uh,
We've never,
I know I provided a response from infrastructure to Erica a while back.
yeah, but I definitively know that the project didn't even start. Because I know when I was speaking with Barker, I think earlier this year, that was something that we were trying to actually get done before the weather got bad. So I definitively know it wasn't done. But bigger than that, my major issue with this bond is that I don't like the thought of anything going into a general fund. If there's a conversation that needs to be had for us to pay for certain things, all right, then we can have that conversation. But to just, and this is for me, just to agree to give your office or to give anyone the authority to just go spend money like that, I just don't think, from a council perspective, it's responsible governing. Because I just would like to know if things went under or over budget. I just would like to know as a council member what triggered that to take place. But I mean, I do see you guys have, it looked like you scaled back from 58 to 47 million, which is a differential of indoor around 11 million. But for me, it's still problematic, being in a general fund.
Yeah, I understand. And I'm sorry, I want to correct myself. You're right, Arlington Park, at the time, there were some revisions that were needed to the plan's specifications before it went out to bid. So you're correct. But there are, like I said, there are other general park funds available, but this was one item that we just included here. So again, it's up to the council how they want to vote on it, or if it remains on the agenda. That is entirely up to you at this point. And I guess if we can make additional revisions to remove that, we can do that as well.
And I guess my follow-up question is, like, is it a dire need? Like, is it, first of all, I'm unclear on exactly what you guys are trying to do. But bigger than that, I want, like, is it a dire need? Like, if you don't do it now, is like, what are the setbacks, drawbacks, or consequences if we don't get this money to allow you to put it in a general fund?
Well, some of the more immediate needs are mainly for information technology improvements, right? Right now, they don't have much capital funding available at all. And again, like I said, just to alleviate some temporary budget allocations next year, stuff for, building improvements via public safety leases for existing leases. This would help us encumber the funds now before the start of the next budget cycle. So that is the immediate need. And again, like if you want to scale back even more, I believe we could do so. I would just need to get those notes from the council. I did reach out. I took out what I was advised to, and I didn't really hear anything else beyond that. So.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's a bad way to do business altogether. Those are like some of the things that jump out to me. Because for me, right, I'm looking at this system that we have set up, and it's a good check and balance system, right? If we go and bond or earmark money or receive grants for a project, and the project go over budget or under budget, like, we need to know why it went from 1.2 to 1.5. Was it negligence, right? And it's not necessarily to look and see if someone didn't do their job, but it's more so an opportunity for us to learn the next time so we don't run into the trouble again. To take away that authority and power from the council, I just don't think that's a responsible thing to do. Because when something go wrong, all of the calls and the questions are going to come to us. They're never going to say, oh, finance made a bad decision. It's always going to be the council.
Yeah, like I said, I from the beginning, I understand that sentiment, but there's contracts that come to council for projects, and you could kind of gauge if, change orders are being done for additional funds for projects or whatever the case may be. There's other reporting mechanisms we can use. And like at this point, it's up to the council and the BA's office.
Yeah, to add to that, Councilman, any of the funding, even if it's reallocated, it's still have to be approved by council resolution. So no matter what, where the money ends up, whether we're going to spend money on the reservoir going forward or not, you have to approve it either way through a resolution, whether it's in the current account or a new account. So it'll always come back before you.
If I can just follow up sort of on the councilman's point, and sort of gets to those 2 points. So, Kyle, are you able to kind of outline in detail for the council this question of what are the existing appropriations this would be going towards? Because they're sort of saying, hey, we need to free up some funds to help address the existing year budget. And so we just know, hey, if we're reallocating this 47 million, what percentage of those are being intended to be spent on existing appropriations?
Yeah, I could provide that.
Yeah, that'd be great. And because I think that gets to Peter's point, as far as I understand, well, as for I understand it, is because if we've already approved it, like the VIA contract, that wouldn't come back before the council. So if we move these funds to capital, a new account, then they could just be spent. But obviously, if it's a new project, then it would. And so I guess what I'm really trying to understand is, how much of this, if we transfer it into these more generic, generalized accounts, is then going to be spent on existing contracts that are pre-approved versus how much are then going to sit in those contracts for a future council and determine where it's going.
Yep. So, what I'll do shortly after this is from the new proposed amount to 47 million, I'll break it down, what intends to be allocated for 2026 operations
Right.
and beyond, and whatever the difference is.
Great. That'd be very helpful. Thank you.
Kyle, I think that one of the things that you have to put down there, because it's what's needed, is need about 4 or 5 fire trucks. And the city doesn't have it, and we are really
Well,
in bad shape with that.
this would allocate, I believe, 15 million for public safety vehicles and equipment. So again, that is something that could be covered, and I'll break down the existing leases and then what would remain available for additional purchases. I'll move on to the rest of the items for now. 10.1, resolution 25770, authorizing insertion of special items of revenue and appropriations into the calendar 2025 budget. Again, these are grants that the city has received post-adoption.
Say the last part again. Is it grant?
Grants received by the city post-adoption, so they weren't included
Oh, they
in the
was.
budget that the council approved. The next item is resolution 25771, 10.2. This is the second time we're coming to council for calendar 2025 appropriation transfers. Statutorily, we're allowed to do these the last 2 months of the year. This is to cover any operational needs through the end of the year and any payroll needs as well. For the most part, the surplus of funding is, a result of, grant reimbursements, vacancies left by separated employees. And, for the most part, majority of this funding is going towards public safety and DPW for parts, repairs, maintenance of the fleet. Excuse me. Additional overtime needs, expansion of the security contract that has gone a little over budget, and some unclassified items as well, gas and diesel, and some additional matching funds for new grants. Next item is 10.3, 25772, resolution requesting a change in title text or amount of appropriation. This is to disperse matching funds into the new designated account for each individual grant. So the city budgets for matching funds for any additional grants that come in the year where there's a local match required. This would move the funds from that general appropriation to that grant program. I just want to note that 10.3 is contingent on 10.2 passing as well, because that would allocate some additional matching funds. Next item is 10.8, resolution 25777, authorizing agreement with H&L Systems for annual support and proprietary computer software for the Division of Tax Collections. This is the tax software that they use for billing, for pilots and everything. They are going to remain on this at least through the end of next year, and the finance and accounting sides now at Edmunds. Next item, 10.9, 25778, resolution authorizing cancellation of tax balances less than $10 for the current year and prior years. So the tax collector has statutory authority to cancel any individual tax balances less than $10. We did some outreach for anything over 5, but total cost to the city is about $700, and the cost of actually going out to chase these down and do the mailing would just cost us more. So this is what we're proposing. 10.17, resolution granting the award of professional service agreement with Wilcox & Company LLC, certified public accountants to perform professional municipal budget accounting and financial services. We've had Wilcox the last few years. They really helped us with preparing our financial statements and coordinating with the state of New Jersey on getting our budget adopted. So this would be a renewal for another year, January through December. Right now, they're on a month-to-month contract at the end of the year.
That's 10.37, right?
I'm sorry. If I had one more. Yeah, 10.5, 25,774, cancellation of grant receivable balances and or grant reserves. These are prior year grants that the terms have either expired or the amounts are being amended, and the balance will either not be collected or spent. There is one duplicate opioid settlement on here that happened to be set up twice in the budget, so it's on the books. And we just need to cancel that out. There'll be no negative impact to the city. This will net about $640,000 to fund balance at the end of the year. That's all.
Thanks, Scott.
All right, thank you.
Jennifer?
Good afternoon, Council President, Council members.
The meeting's video.
Jennifer Wong, Director of Traffic Engineering. I have one item, item 1058, Resolution 25827. We have our on-call traffic signal maintenance contract with General Electric expiring. This resolution would authorize a 3-month extension to the existing contract while we solicit bids and award a new contract. Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Council President, members of City Council. City Planning has 2 items for you tonight. The first item presented by myself is item number 10. Apologies, Resolution 25786. Sean, could you confirm the number on the agenda? I just realized I don't have it in front of me.
That's 10.17.
Yes, 10.17. Thank you very much. So this is a resolution of the City Council authorizing the planning board to conduct a preliminary investigation of conditions for several parcels in the vicinity of Hudson County Plaza for possible designation as an area in need of redevelopment without the power of condemnation. Any questions?
This is all around Cornelison, is that right?
Correct. So yes, if you see in the attached letter that the county requested the designation of parcels both around Cornelison and in the Newark and Baldwin area, but the exact definition of the appropriate scope for the Newark and Baldwin area was still under discussion. We wanted confirmation on the parcels, and the county requested that they not move forward with that designation at that time. So the exact parcels for this designation are in the map attached to the resolution and consists of the parking lots around Hudson County Plaza, the PSE&G transformer site, which is now vacant, as well as several small sort of sliver properties owned by the Port Authority that would tie the site together. These are all, aside from the PSE&G site, these are all publicly owned sites, and we're not proposing the power of condemnation.
Got it. And at this stage, does the county have a like fully fleshed out proposal, number of stories, units, things like that, or?
Yeah, so a fully fledged proposal was not communicated with city planning or with administration staff. The letter communicating this request, which was included in council attachments, simply requests the county would like to redevelop for residential purposes with a significant percentage being dedicated to income restricted and rent capped affordable and workforce housing. It's my understanding that there may have been media articles about detailed proposals that the county has, but those have not been shared with city staff, and they have not been analyzed or scrutinized by city staff.
Got it. And then this would forward the proposal to the planning board for review?
This would merely forward the proposal to study these parcels and designate them as.
Oh, got it. So it's studying the parcels. Understood.
Yes. So there's no written redevelopment plan. And
right. Yeah. At this stage, it's just a parcel study.
Correct.
Got it. Thank you.
Evening, I'm here on item 4.7, second reading ordinance 25-124. This is an ordinance amending chapter 345 zoning, section 52 regarding permitted uses in the medical zone. So as you know, the council drafted and sent an ordinance to chapter 345 to the planning board, and the planning board heard presentation and reviewed the ordinance on November 25th, 2025. And the recommendation made to council is that the planning board has made a proposed amendment to this ordinance for the council's consideration, and found that the ordinance as written was not consistent with the master plan. And there are a number of documents that are attached now to this ordinance to do that. One will be added between today and Wednesday. We're memorializing a resolution regarding this matter at tomorrow night's meeting. So you won't see that as an attachment right now. But what is attached is a medical overlay district rezoning for the Greenville area, a medical overlay district rezoning for the Palisade area, and a staff memo. The staff memo lays out the findings and of the planning board and some of the relevant statutes and background. But what was found was that, one, we summarized that the removal of senior housing and assisted living was what was proposed in the council's ordinance, as well as the reduction in height from 10 stories, 100 feet, to 4 stories, 45 feet on lots 50, I'm sorry, and then on lots 50 feet wide or more, 5 stories and 55 feet. Looking at the master plan that was adopted in early 2022, there was a series of recommendations made to the medical district, and they can be best summarized as to rezone the medical district along Palisade Avenue as RC2 or R1, and instead create a medical overlay district in those areas. And so with that as the basis of the recommendation made regarding this area in the master plan, the amendments that are attached into this ordinance from the planning board are based on that. They are the other thing to mention is that senior housing and assisted living facilities we're seeing as a needed land use moving forward as our senior population is increasing in the city, and the fact that the MLU and case law designates them as inherently beneficial uses. Not sure if there's any other questions, but I will do my best to field them.
Everything still remains at 5 stories, correct?
So all that was heard from all that was done by the planning board was a recommendation. They recommend that that an alternative to what was sent to the planning board be reviewed and considered by council moving forward. And they found that the version sent to them was not consistent with the master plan.
And well, it's consistent with the people of that area. And I don't care what the planning board says.
Just if I could just ask 2 questions. So one, from just a legal perspective, if we were to adopt the amendments the planning board is recommending, that would probably be a substantial change. So we wouldn't have another meeting to do that. Is that right?
Correct, yep.
Got it. So it's either at this point, it's accept the resolution as written or the ordinance as written, or, obviously you defer it to the next council. And then we're allowed to accept it, and we just have to state why we think it's the right thing to do, even though the planning board doesn't find it consistent.
Right. You can reject the planning board's recommendations as long as you place it on the record, the
Okay.
reasons why.
Got it. Thank you.
Good.
Jennifer.
It's not Jen.
Jennifer Drago on behalf of Municipal Court. Resolution 25817, item number 10.48. This resolution is to award a competitive contract to Paraplus Translations for language interpreting services for the Municipal Court. The contract will provide interpreting services for 1 year period for the amount not to exceed $80,000. The term shall be for 1 year commencing January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026, and the city shall have an option to renew the contract for 4 additional 1-year terms.
Question? Thank you, Jim. Brian?
Hi, good evening, council. I have one item for you guys tonight to consider. It's agenda item 10.19, resolution 25788. And it's resolution authorizing a third amendment for professional services with Tectonic Engineering and Surveying for LSRP services at Reservoir 3. Proposal is to continue with the environmental work required to maintain a compliance with NJDEP and advance the site through the next phases of the investigation and remediation. So it's ongoing.
Do you know what the project timeline is for this? You know, that's $1 million question.
Of course, of course. It's a little bit like building an old house. You never know what you're going to find, but they are narrowing down the focus, excuse me. And I would like to think that within another contract period, which is, I think, up to 2 years with these folks, that they can complete their testing and the reports, and we can get some positive outcomes.
Do we know how far across the retaining wall they're going to be inspecting or looking at? Like, I know it's Riverview Park, but is it just Riverview Park, or is it going to be the adjacent?
This is Reservoir 3.
Oh, Reservoir 3. Sorry. Oh my God.
Okay.
My bad.
Yeah, and, it's all
Brain fart.
contained within the basin area where the water is. And
Yeah.
a little bit of the area inside. The actual other areas of the park are fine.
Right. Well,
Wrong park.
yeah.
That's it, Brian.
Okay, thank you.
Jade?
Afternoon, Council. I'm here on behalf of the Division of Community Development, and I have 4 items on the agenda for your consideration. Our first item is agenda number 10.20, Resolution 25-789. It's a resolution to execute a discharge of mortgage encumbering 95.5 Orient Avenue, Jersey City. April 2010, the borrower executed a mortgage in the amount of $8,750 made under the Homeowner Rehabilitation Program. The mortgage encumbers property known as 95.5 Orient Avenue. The mortgage was booked in book 17505, page 919 with the Hudson County Register of Deeds, and the mortgage was for 5 years. Pursuant to the mortgage repayment schedule, no payment is due from the borrower. The Division of Community Development has reviewed this matter and is requesting that the mortgage be discharged as the borrower has met all the mortgage requirements. Next, we have agenda item 10.21, resolution 25-790. It's a resolution authorizing the award of Community Development Block Grants CARES Act Program Year 2019 funds and a memorandum of understanding with the City of Jersey City's Department of Health and Human Services Division of Injury Prevention. The City of Jersey City Municipal Council adopted resolution number 20-576, August 2020, and resolution number 20-717, October 2020, authorizing the City of Jersey City to receive CARES Act funding from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, with funding received in 2 allotments. CDBG-CV is to be used to meet the needs of low, moderate income persons impacted by COVID-19. The city's Department of Health and Human Services, Division of Prevention, has applied for CDBG CV funds in the total amount of $509,940 for the purpose of purchasing a recreational vehicle, which will provide hygiene support, resources, and outreach to vulnerable and unhoused people of Jersey City. The Division of Community Development has reviewed and supports this project. We recommend the city award $509,940 to the Division of Injury Prevention. We also ask that you prioritize this award as these funds need to be expended by 2027. And this awarding of funds will allow HHS to go out to bid in 2026. Next. Okay, we have here agenda item 10.22, resolution 25-791. It's a resolution awarding community development block grant public facilities program year 2022 unallocated funds and authorizing the execution of a subrecipient agreement with Hudson Community Enterprises for an improvement project at 6870 Torres Avenue. The primary purpose of CDBG PF program is the development of viable communities through the provision of decent, affordable housing, a suitable living environment, and supportive social services, food, and other basic needs for seniors, families, and senior caregivers. Hudson Community Enterprise is a community-based organization situated in Jersey City, and it provides training and employment opportunities to persons with disabilities and Jersey City residents. Hudson Community Enterprise requested CDBG PF funds to modernize an elevator at 68 to 69 Torres Avenue. The total project cost is approximately $395,000. The project does qualify under the limited clientele criteria of the LMI objective, benefiting targeted groups of low and moderate income persons. Hudson County Enterprises has demonstrated that its clientele are presumed low to moderate income persons. The Division of Community Development supports this project and recommends that the $395,000 of CDBG program year 22 unallocated funds are awarded. Next. And lastly, I have here agenda item 10.22, resolution 25-792. It's a resolution awarding community developed block grant public facility program year 2022 unallocated funds and authorizing the execution of a subrecipient agreement with St. Paul's Center of Caring. As I mentioned, this is also a CDBG PF project, and St. Paul's Center of Caring is a community-based organization in Jersey City that provides availability and accessibility to activities that provide services, housing or shelter available or accessible to low and moderate income people, including persons with disabilities for Jersey City residents. St. Paul's Center of Caring requested CDBG funds to rehabilitate public facility spaces used to house nonprofit entities and community organizations. The total project cost is approximately $198,000. This project qualifies under the area benefit criteria of the LMI objective, benefiting targeted groups of low and moderate income persons. St. Paul's Center of Caring has demonstrated that its clientele are low to moderate income persons. Division of Community Development supports this project and recommends $198,000 to be awarded. And that's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Council President, members of City Council. HHS Food and Nutrition has 3 items for your consideration. The first is item number 10.13, Resolution 25782. This is a resolution authorizing the city to apply for and accept the grant funding from the W.K. Kellogg Foundation to support early childhood education and family well-being. The amount that will be applied for is $248,606. This will support This will support integrate services within WIC and Head Start programming, along with supporting staffing, program operations, vertical farm maintenance, and participant incentives to operate a 2.5-year program from March 2026 through September 2028. Okay. Item number 10.14, Resolution 25783. This is a resolution from the city accepting a grant and authorizing the execution of a grant agreement from the County of Hudson Department of Health and Human Services Office on Aging. This is our senior nutrition grant. We are fortunate to get the very close to the same award this year of $1,117,476, and this will be for Meals on Wheels, congregate, socialization and recreation, and nutrition education.
Next.
Okay. Item number 10.15, Resolution 25784. This is a resolution authorizing the award of a competitively bid open-end contract to Wealth LLC for provision and delivery of the congregate nutrition program, serving more than 200 seniors at 10 city sites beginning on January 5th. There were 2 bidders. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Council President and Council members. I'm here for resolution number 25-775, item number 10.6, a resolution to grant veterans exemptions for local property taxation pursuant to the NJS 5443.30 for 5 properties. The properties are, I'm sorry, actually 4. And the properties are 109 Cole Street, Unit 3, 89 Marcel Street, 353 Fulton Avenue, and 313 Pearsall Avenue. Properties owned by 100% disabled veterans are eligible for 100% tax exemption in their primary residence. Therefore, I'm requesting the Municipal Council to authorize a collector to refund or cancel the taxes in the amount of $3,950.63 for the 4 properties.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good afternoon, Council President, council members. I have one item before you today. Agenda item 10.24, Resolution 25-793. A resolution authorizing a payment of claims submitted by Microsystems NJ for software and maintenance for tax assessment software. The software is used by the tax assessor's office for tax assessment process citywide. The total cost is $65,214.46. Yep.
Thank you, Council President. The one I have is 10.18. It's a resolution approving the use of the public right-of-way by Pilot Fiber NJ LLC for the purpose of installing telecommunication infrastructure. This has been reviewed by Drew Bangart's team. This is purely for installing cable on already existing telephone poles.
Right, council members, there are no first reading ordinances. We're going to move right to the second reading ordinances. Item 4.1, City Ordinance 25-110 is an ordinance authorizing the City of Jersey City to enter into a lease purchase agreement as a lessee with Jackson Square Office LLC as a lessor for a 9-story office building to be constructed on Block 22502, lots 36 through 37 between Orient Avenue and Kearney Avenue on Martin Luther King Drive, and excellent improvements throughout Jackson Square.
So we've had some meetings. There's still a lot of things that has to be ironed out. I know they still plan on meeting with the SID So right now, this is something we will have to consider how this will look with the new council. I did meet with Eric at Brandywine. And there's just so much uncertainty right now. And it's also been some issues with the buildings that we do have that they have developed. We've had issues, so I mean, this is not ready to move forward.
So if it's not ready, I mean, I would suggest that the council vote it down. Or if you table it, it's going to die on the tabled agenda with this council's term.
What is the purpose of the building?
It's not just a building, as I think was presented earlier. There's a redesign of that whole area. It's the third phase of all the Jackson Square improvements we've been making. This would include a kind of public access park area. It would include, statues and design elements. And of course, it would include the building as mentioned. That building's intention was to serve both as a community space and as, potentially additional office space for the city if we needed it for any independent agency, or if you wanted to organize, where we currently have offices and make, that building a certain, agency or department and create another building for an independent agency.
A joke.
Okay. Item 4.2 and
Yeah,
4
I think,
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
I just say vote it down.
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. I think the best
Yeah.
thing is just to vote it down, then bring
And
it
restart, yeah.
started.
So we'll have to have a public hearing and then you can take the vote to vote it down. Item 4.2 and 4.3 were touched on earlier. Item 4.4, City Ordinance 25-127 is an ordinance amending Chapter 350 Council Rules of Order. This is basically just to cleaning up the language in A350 and also adding the ability to vote electronically. Also just to go back to 4.1, you can also, if you don't want to vote it down, you want to have the public hearing, you can table it prior to the conducting a public hearing, and that would basically just kill the ordinance on
Yeah,
the
I think
tabled
we should
agenda.
do that way. Bunch of people ain't coming up. Okay. So,
you
yeah,
would rather motion to table it without conducting a public hearing, correct?
Yes,
Okay, so then I will just need a motion from you, Councilman.
motion.
Not yet.
Oh.
On Wednesday.
Second.
On Wednesday.
So Sean, voting electronic, how was for council members?
Yeah.
Yes. So there is an ability in iCompass. It's a portion of iCompass that we haven't used yet. It would be the ability for the council to vote electronically. Everybody would have to have laptops with them or a Surface Pro. I would also need one as well, so I can follow along and recap the votes. But you guys can basically all vote at the same time. And then once I have the totals, I would recap the vote for the members of the public.
So,
As the first person that votes, I've been waiting for this.
wait, so do that mean,
Yeah.
so I can be absent and people can be here and you could cast?
No.
No,
Oh,
if
the
you're
whole
absent, you're
council
absent.
going.
Councilman, to give us some kind of perspective, this is very similar to how this state does it, with the assembly or Congress does it. Again, it'd be to that council to decide how they want to orchestrate it. You could have like a big, screen behind you that automatically calculate it, however you wanted to. But the main point is, independently, you guys would all potentially vote, at the same time, and then you'd get to recap your vote after you've cast.
No, I'm never gonna do it at home.
I think
Again,
we should.
that's just an option. We just changed the code to allow that to happen. It doesn't mean it's going to happen anytime soon.
I got kids.
And again, in order for that to happen too, we would need a representative from iCompass to come in and give us some training, because we haven't touched that portion of iCompass.
Denise is waiting for this.
Which,
Yeah.
4.4, don't even dare try to vote that down. That's an ordinance that we did. This is to benefit you guys and all future council members. I don't know if you guys at home can hear all the conversation, but it's interesting. Okay, item 4.5, City Ordinance 25-128 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 3, Parking, Standing, Stopping, amending Section 332-22, Parking Prohibited at all times along Steuben Street between Warren Street and Washington Street. Item 4.6, City Ordinance 25-129 is an ordinance of the Jersey City Municipal Council amending the Jersey City, the official zoning map, and incorporation of the IZO compliance provisions. Item 4.7, City Ordinance 25-130 is an ordinance of the Jersey City Municipal Council authorizing the City of Jersey City to enter into a lease agreement with Exchange Place Alliance District Management Corporation for space at 335 Washington Street. And last but not least, item 4.8, City Ordinance 25-131 is an ordinance establishing the Jersey City Accessibility Advisory Committee.
Hey, Sean, also
Yeah.
in regards to 4.4, would there be a feature for people to call in versus everything done online? Because I know some of the seniors are gonna lose their mind if you ask them to do anything online at this point. So is there an option for them to, I know Zoom, you can call in, you don't have to actually have that.
Are you referring to signing up to speak for a council meeting?
Yes.
So right now, it's both calling and electronic. We're trying to eliminate the call process because we're also putting a deadline on what time you can actually sign up to speak. So it's going to be 2 hours prior to the meeting being conducted. So if it's a 6 p.m. meeting, this sign up cutoff will be 4 p.m.
You guys should allow all seniors to talk first, moving forward.
What's a senior?
Richie,
Rich.
What?
No, I'm talking about for public comment when they're watching it online. That's what I'm talking about.
You're referring to what they consider a hybrid?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's something that I don't think any municipality has at this point, and I'm talking only about council. I'm not talking about school board, total different thing. If you show me one municipality that's doing hybrids, I can also tell you that in order to do a hybrid meeting, we would have to have it's almost like a production. What we did for the ward commission, I had IT, I had communications, I had at least 4 or 5 people from my staff. And that's just to do that one meeting, which is, it's not an easy thing to do, and it'll be paying a lot of overtime for people to do a hybrid meeting.
Do hybrid.
Okay. All right.
Public speakers, right now, we're at number 57. And then on to our petitions and communications. Any questions or comments on items 6.1 through 6.17? Hearing none, there's 1 officer communication, and then there's 3 reported directors, 8.1 through 8.3. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Our claims and on to our resolutions. Items 10.1 through 10.3 were touched on earlier. Item 10.4, Resolution 25-773 is a resolution authorizing the sale of vacant property located at 207 7th Street pursuant to NJSA 40A:12-3A and 40A:12-13.1.
It's the old second precinct, and that's a shame. What a disgrace. The city closed it. They should fix it up.
Yes, I do have some concerns with it. Just one, I don't think there's been any community conversations on it with the Hamilton Park neighborhood to know what could come. And then the second was in all my time on the council, we've always transferred to the JCRA and had the JCRA do RFPs. And so I don't know why we'd have the city put it out for bid.
Yeah, so for this one, the property is very unique because it's in a historic zone and the zoning is very strict there. So we did an analysis with the JCR to determine if it would make more sense to transfer it. And essentially the zoning is so restrictive that you couldn't really build much there. And in fact, if you did decide to build it, which I don't think you can get a demo for because of the historic nature, what you'd actually need to build is smaller than the current footprint of what the East Precinct takes up. So essentially the only thing you could really do for it is to rehab the whole facility, which JCRA didn't think it was economical for them to handle. So the point was just to publicly auction it. Whoever would purchase it would purchase it. You know, they could technically, I guess, try to get the permits to demo it. But again, I've talked to historic preservation already, and they said it most likely would be considered historic, so you couldn't do that. So really, they could only potentially rehab it and condo it or rent it or whatever kind of design they would think of that would go along those lines.
Sure, understood. I mean, I'd feel more comfortable letting the community know that this is happening before we as a council authorize the sale.
Yeah, and the way the public auction works is once you authorize it, we still have to do a whole community outreach. We have to put it in the papers, that kind of stuff. And then even when someone purchased it, if they were to do anything besides a rehab, they would have to go before planning, zoning, all the traditional, variables before they actually could make any changes to the property.
What a shame. They're closing that precinct.
What's the update on on the new thing?
Again, Council, I didn't hear you.
Was it their plan to replace is it open? Didn't we
It's still,
No, I know.
we got the temporary one. We're not, the new one isn't open.
Correct. So the Easter, I think you're referring to is the one where they built a building and kind of gave us a white box.
Yeah.
The city was anticipating building out for everything. That's still under review. The initial plans that came in exceeded what we originally thought we could expend on it. So there's a budget gap that we're trying to resolve before we pursue with it.
So is the current precinct, is it vacant? Like, is there still, I guess,
The precinct that we're talking about that's up for sale right now is vacant.
but I mean, everything is out of it, like all paperwork, everything is gone?
I believe so. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and so they would just live out of the trailers until
Correct. So
figure something out?
no one's relying on, the police are not relying on this precinct for any kind of operational capacity. I don't think there's even storage in there, but I could double check that. But right now they continue operating out of the trailers that they're in. And then assuming that we can find funding to the new East Precinct and build that all out, then they would move into the new one when that's ready.
And the old fire building, what's in there now?
Which fire building referring?
The public safety
Right
building in
next to
Marin.
Yeah, on Mary.
Fire headquarters?
Yeah.
I'd have to get some more information, but I don't know off the top of my head, Councilwoman. I believe it's still active though.
Yeah, but the public safety people are out of it. Yeah. Yeah. And I apologize. Can I go back to an item? I missed one. So Sean, it was 4.1, sorry, not 4.1. 4.7, the lease for the Exchange Place Alliance at 335 Washington. So I wanted to see if it had a clause in the lease that wouldn't, I hope it wouldn't be substantial, but obviously defer to the law department on this, which basically, we're authorizing, as I read the lease, we're authorizing Exchange Place Alliance to do the, full renovations of the, cultural community center on Washington, which I think is a good thing. The only concern I have is, as written, they need to get the infrastructure department's, approval to do it, but it's not like a requirement. And I want to kind of strengthen that. And I basically want us to say in the lease that, that the infrastructure department, has to give sign off, and there's no, has to be done in a reasonable time frame. It's just like a clear, like, that gives the city the final authority on the design. Because while we like Exchange Place Alliance, we're eager to work with them. I don't want to basically remove the city's full power here and basically transfer it over to the improvement district. I think it should be more of a partnership and not a transfer, if that makes sense. And so there's just a clause in there that says infrastructure has to sign off, but it's kind of, I think, worded in a way that's not particularly strong.
No, that's fine, Councilman. If you have just suggested language, or we can draft it up and go over it with you.
That'd be great.
I do recall that there's a 2-year build out. If it's not completed within 2 years,
Great.
we can cancel.
Great,
it
thank
as
you.
Well, but
Thanks.
And obviously, we would just need to know if that's a substantial change. Okay. Items 10.5 and 6 were touched on earlier. Item 10.7, Resolution 25-776 is a resolution authorizing a lien against properties listed herein for the cost of removing litter, debris, etc., in accordance with the NJSA 40:48-2.14 and Jersey City Code Section 287-4. Items 10.8 and 9 were touched on earlier. Item 10.10, Resolution 25-779 is a resolution in support of consideration of amendments to Senate Bill Number S4881, also known as the Keene University, New Jersey City University Merger Act, to protect the seniority, tenure, and rank of New Jersey University faculty and staff. Item 10.11, City Resolution 25-780. It's a resolution honoring Father Issuance Ndemdobi. Probably butchered that name. I apologize for his years of service on the occasion of his 50th anniversary of priesthood. Next, item 10.12, Resolution 25-781. It's a resolution expressing the Jersey City Municipal Council's opposition to the proposed New Jersey Transit discontinuation of overnight passes for Liberty State Park Light Rail commuter lot.
And Sean, I just wanted to speak to that for a little.
Yep, sure.
So the large light rail commuter lot at Johnston Avenue, currently a lot of the residents in that area use that for residential parking. So some of the residents reached out and said they were having issues getting monthly passes. We reached out to transit. Seems like they might not have been aware that was going on. And their answer was to stop it completely January 1st, which of course transit is not responsible for parking for our residents. That is their commuter lot. I totally get that. But we are asking them to delay that decision for a little while and have a community meeting, because while it's not their responsibility, not all of the light rail stations have a commuter lot. So just as they may feel we're a burden on them, they have been a burden on us for years in areas that don't have commuter lots. And now we've instituted permit parking in a lot of those areas like Princeton and Danford and Richard Street, et cetera. In addition, the lot at that Liberty Park stop, from what I'm hearing from commuters, is the cheapest. So most people use that spot. If you're there in the morning, you'll see people from all over West Orange, Nutley, like coming from different places. So I asked why they're using that lot in particular, and they said because that's the cheapest one. So another thing that we would ask them to do is to stabilize or standardize their parking amongst their lots throughout the city, because that's also putting an extra burden of traffic in that Bergen Lafayette area. So those are our asks, or my ask, and I ask the council to vote with us. But we are in talks with New Jersey Transit to hopefully get a community meeting, and maybe we can hold off a little bit and work with traffic and engineering so that we can prepare a little better for the influx of possible on-street traffic.
Okay. Items 10.13 through 10.15 were touched on earlier. Item 10.16, Resolution 25-785 is a resolution of the Jersey City Municipal Council directing the Planning Board to study and prepare an amendment to the Powerhouse Arch redevelopment plan in the rehabilitation zone for Block 11509, Lot 2 and 3.
So I just want to flag, I do have concerns with this. So this is a development project on Bay Street. I've met with the developer. You know, I think there's a lot of good things that are being proposed, affordable housing, new school, but at this stage, I'm not supportive of it as written. And then obviously this is going to be forwarded to the planning board, then the planning board will come back. Then it doesn't give the new council person in Wardy a chance to get in. So, you know, I'd love to continue the work on this in the coming months. So just wanted to kind of stay where I'm at with it.
Okay. Items 10.17 through 10.33 were touched on earlier. Item 10.34, Resolution 25-803 is a resolution approving the termination of the deed notice, approving a replacement deed notice affecting portions of Hudson County Chromate Site number 091 requested by Honeywell International. Item 10.35, Resolution 25-804 is a resolution authorizing the settlement of court right versus the City of Jersey City, docket number HUD L 30224. Next, item 10.36, Resolution 25-805. It's a resolution authorizing the settlement of action entitled Kathleen Marcelletti versus the City of Jersey City, docket number HUD L 295423. Items 10.37 through 10.41 were touched on earlier. Item 10.42, Resolution 25-811, resolution recognizing Austin Wright Senior 2025 Odyssey International Community Service Award of Excellence honoree. Item 10.43, Resolution 25-812, recognizing Erica Bell 2025 Odyssey International Business Award of Excellence honoree. Item 10.44, Resolution 25-813, recognizing Erica Carrington 2025 Odyssey International Kyle Abercrombie Entertainment Award of Excellence honoree. 10.45, Resolution 25-814, recognizing Harlan Abthouse 2025 Odyssey International Community Service Health Award of Excellence honoree. Item 10.46, Resolution 25-815 is recognizing Javietta Lynch 2025 Odyssey International Business Award of Excellence honoree. And 10.47, Resolution 25-816, recognizing the 2025 Odyssey International Awards honorees. Items 10.48 through 10.50 were touched on earlier. Item 10.51, Resolution 25-820 is a resolution recognizing Councilman Baggiano's 50 years of public service with the City of Jersey City and designated the corner of Magnolia and Baldwin Avenue as Richard Baggiano Junction.
No.
Rich, can we get a resume here? Before we get-
When did this come up?
I thought they was putting Rich on the cannabis board. Yeah, I was talking about this resolution. No, for real, I was looking and I thought that we was appointing Rich. Oh.
Councilman, should we pull this one?
He should be on the
You want us to pull it? I know you like us to pull it usually.
Right?
Oh, I don't know.
Those applications, man.
Hey, Rich,
Oh, God.
you have to say a speech on Wednesday.
Yeah, 50 years, Rich. That's
That's a long time.
longer than I was in existence. That's good.
We appreciate your service.
Thank you, Rich, man. We can get Rich a cake.
God bless Councilman Baggiano.
Get Rich a cake.
Item 10.52, Resolution 25-821 is a resolution honoring the HUD Post on its 10th anniversary and recognizing its contributions to Jersey City. Item 10.53, Resolution 25-822 is a resolution reappointing Victor Niagron Jr. as a member of the Jersey City Redevelopment Agency. Item 10.54, Resolution 25-823 is a resolution reappointing Councilperson Denise Ridley as a member of the Jersey City Redevelopment Agency. Item 10.55, Resolution 25-824 is a resolution reappointing Councilperson at Large Daniel Rivera as a member of the Jersey City Redevelopment Agency. Item 10.56, Resolution 25-825 is a resolution appointing Rocco G. Corviello as a member of the Jersey City Municipal Utilities Authority.
Just on 56, I've reached out to Rocco. Unfortunately, going to meet with him in January. So, my concern would be moving this nomination too quickly, but I just wanted to express that for everybody. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, item 10.57, Resolution 25-826 is a resolution authorizing a contract with Brown & Brown Metro LLC as a professional service to provide the City of Jersey City with insurance consulting services to be the city's broker of record for obtaining and maintaining the city's liability insurance.
I have a legal question for this one. Is the amount here above the informal bid threshold?
In the aggregate, it's above the bid threshold. It's up to 66,000.
Okay.
The original contract was 60.
Okay, because as I read the resolution, it was the informal quote solicitation, which I thought was like, it struck me as higher than what we're allowed to do for informal quote solicitation, but I'm confirming with you guys.
We do these through an RFQ process. There's a statutory exemption for insurance brokers.
Okay.
In the local public contracts law that does allow us to use an RFQ process, which is considered a more informal process.
Got it. Okay, so this is done by RFQ and professional services. And then when it says the city informally solicited quotes, it informally solicited from every broker that was part of the already pre-qualified under the RFQ.
Normally, when we get informal quotes, we have a few vendors that we reach out to. They give us their quotes. We make sure the prices are kind of in line with each other. Then we pick from those vendors.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Okay, 10.58 was touched on earlier. Item 10.59, Resolution 25-828 is a resolution authorizing the payment of claims submitted by Michael A. Armstrong and Associates for providing litigation services. Item 10.60, Resolution 25-829 is a resolution authorizing the payment of a claim submitted by Frank J. Montera for providing consultation service for risk management. And hearing nothing else, may I have a motion to adjourn at 5:29 PM?
Motion.
Motion made by Councilperson Rivera, seconded by Councilperson Saleh. On the motion to adjourn at 5:29 PM, all council members present by acclamation, please say aye. We are out of here at 5:29 PM. Thank you so much, everyone in attendance and everyone watching at home. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work. Have a great rest of the night and stay safe.
See it, you're live to see it, Rich.
You'll have to